Hi. Well, I decided for a change that I would give you a video here on the beautiful IU East campus. So I am going to read you my short story, Amun. And this is a work of flash fiction. The thing about an ammonite fossil is that it's all right there in front of your eyes. Whorls of growth and attempted growth, a last pirouette frozen in gray stone the size of a hockey puck. I should tell you, I'm Canadian, but I'm more comfortable with analogies that take their cue from the cold than the cold itself. I grew up in it, but that's not to say I'm used to it. What kind of body could be? Certainly not the smooth effigy that sits on my desk, my little ammonite from the Devonian, who lived when things were steamy, fecund, slippery with matter still evolving. I bought the fossil in Seattle, with Henry breathing down my neck. Literally. It was our first time away together, a sweetish interlude where we explored personal taxonomies on our way to the next level, relationship-wise. That morning we strolled through Pioneer Square and stopped at a little shop whose window displayed the dead, or rather their remains. Hollows of flesh or shell now filled with stone, trilobites, crinoids, ammonites the size of dinner plates. Which was when I learned that Henry was what's the word? Creationist, he said. But that's not to say I don't like science. We were hand in hand and the sun was hard, so hard it could break glass. I was poised over the threshold, the door was open, and people were starting to stare. "This is a fossil place," I said. "Do you know that?" "It's okay," Henry said. He was behind me. Go on. "We're letting the cold in," he added, pushing me a little to get me all the way into the store. "Do you, believe in fossils?" I asked. "Sure," he said. "I just don't think they're as old as people think they are." I couldn't tell if he was joking. There's something of a polar bear about Henry. White hair, silver beard, massive, benign face, the demeanor of a hunter who's run out of targets, or ammunition, or both, who's stuck waiting. He was waiting when I met him, waiting for a bus of all things, and I say that because in the town where I live, you don't see people like Henry on the bus. He's too big for the seats. The driver mistakes him for an inspector and straightens up, becomes profuse with the turn signal. Henry's office equipment business went belly up months ago, right before we met, right after the office depot opened. He's still waiting for a job to evolve. In the fossil store, he bent over a glass case filled with agate jewelry, not the $10 necklaces that hung from a stand on the counter, but the expensive stuff for which the clerk must unlock the case. As I ran my hand through a basket of ammonoids, $5 each, Henry examined a necklace of polished stones. The clerk laid it on a dark cloth, against which it glowed blue-green like the phosphorescence of an ancient ocean. Henry weighed the stone necklace in his hand and lifted it to the light, as if to read its meaning. A necklace like that would break your neck if you wore it all day. I stopped wearing jewelry eons ago, but he didn't know. How could he? After the clerk put the necklace away, Henry still lingered at the display case. His fingers traced a line across the glass, and I thought of those Manitoba bears that scrape the Land Cruiser's windows with blunt claws, sniffing for a handout because they know they're not changing fast enough. They know they're being left behind, their future waiting not in snow, but in stone.